Can you take Pristiq to treat your ADHD? Should you? What's up everybody, it's PJ the Great. I hope you're having a super beautiful day and welcome to ADHD Like a Boss. On this channel, I talk about all things ADHD as well as vitamin D deficiency and life in general. Now today's topic is Pristiq and ADHD. How do those two mesh? For those of you who don't know, Pristiq is a medication that is prescribed to treat depression. It is, to my knowledge, not prescribed to treat ADHD. I have ADHD and I have been prescribed Pristiq. So let me go through the history of my ADHD and that way you'll know how we ended up here. Okay, so back, what's it been, 2 years, almost 3 years, when I was officially diagnosed with ADHD, I was first treated by my first psychiatrist with Adderall, and I went from 20 all the way up to 40 milligrams, and I hated it. I hated the way it made me feel. I was like agitated all the time. My eyes would get real big and my lips would pucker all the time. So I had to get off the Adderall. They switched me to Vyvanse, 70 milligrams of Vyvanse from 40 milligrams of Adderall. And it was giving me the same effect, just not as bad. I went all the way down to as low as 20 milligrams of Vyvanse, but I found out I didn't like it either because of the same side effects of Adderall. My body, for some reason, just does not like stimulants. So then I decided to ditch that psych and get a new psych, and I asked to be put on Strattera because I had a lot of success with Strattera back in the day. I'm thinking about like 10 years ago, but for some reason this time, my body and my brain didn't react well to Strattera and I didn't like it. So I asked to be taken off of that. That's when my new site decided to go the antidepressant route to try and treat my ADHD. They put me on something, I can't remember what it was, but we tried it for a while. I didn't like that either. So now we're at Pristiq. And one of the things that my current psych told me is that they wanted to get to the source of my depression first and then worry about my ADHD later. But in the same breath, Pristiq should help me with some of my ADHD symptoms. Now, if you watch my past videos, you know how I feel about that. And my theory has always been treat the ADHD, treat the depression. I don't believe in treating them both at the same time with two different medications. And I definitely don't believe in treating the depression first and then treating the ADHD. But this site, they're the professional. They're a lot better than the first one I had. So I figured I would go along for the ride and see how it goes. So what is the first thing that I learned about being on Pristiq? Well, as far as my depression is concerned, it definitely did help that. The depression is pretty much gone. I don't have it anymore being on the Pristiq, so it definitely helped in that matter. So I am happy about that because depression has been something I've been dealing with pretty much all my life, and I never really knew until like a couple of years ago, like 10 years ago, that my ADHD was playing a part in that. So the depression is gone. Now, in regards to my ADHD symptoms, has it helped? I want to go out on a limb and say no. Pristiq has not helped me not one bit with my ADHD symptoms. At first I thought that it did and I thought I was like concentrating more, but now that I'm like into Pristiq for a while, I've been taking it for like a couple of months now. I've taken 100 milligrams just so that you know. And my ADHD symptoms are just as bad now as they were 2-3 years ago when I was officially diagnosed. Pristiq, in my case, does not help ADHD at all. Now, it may be different for you, and I don't want to speak for everyone out there that may be taking Pristiq to treat your ADHD, but as far as this kid is concerned, it doesn't help. I still feel like what I call an ADHD space cadet, where I'm working on something and then all of a sudden I say, oh, wait a minute, I need to go and grab this to finish this project. And then I'll stop and then go and look for what I need to look for to finish that project. And the minute I stop, I forget what I was looking for. So then I have to go back to the project and start working again until I figure it out. And then when I figure it out, oh yeah, that's what I needed to finish this project, but I'm almost done. Let me finish this up, Okay, now I'll go and look for the other thing. I forgot what the other thing is. So I'm still having cases like that. I'm still having cases, what I call replay syndrome, when I'm working on a project at work and then someone wants to walk over and have a little small talk safely, you know, with the pandemic, you know, keeping our distance. And we'll have like maybe a 10-minute conversation that's not related to work. And then when the conversation is over, when I go back to work, I find a hard time to get back to what I was doing. It's like I can't remember where I left off. And then when I do and I start working, then I start replaying the conversation that I just had with that coworker, rather it be something that was funny that we had in that conversation or something that pissed me off in that conversation. I'll keep replaying it to the point where I cannot get back focused on the project that I'm working on. So it's things like that that let me know that Pristiq is not helping me with my ADHD. Adderall and Vyvanse at least help with that, but I didn't like the side effects of, you know, agitation, getting like pissed off really fast and just being sometimes jittery, eyes bulging, lips puckering all the time. So I need to find that happy medium. I have been talking to my psych and we're going to explore going back to ADHD medication and getting off of the Pristiq since the depression is under control now. And there were other things that I'll talk about in other videos that was playing into that depression as well, and playing into meds not working too well either. I'll say that for another video. But long story short, I do not think Pristiq is a good treatment for ADHD. If you think I'm wrong and you're on Pristiq and you're using it for your ADHD and it's working out fine, I would love to hear from you. Hit me up in the comments to tell me your story, because I want to know if this is an effective way to treat ADHD or not. I just know in my case, it's not. Everybody's different. I've had previous videos where I ranted about, you know, how I don't like Adderall, but some people love Adderall and it treats them for their ADHD just fine. Everybody's different. I just know for me, Pristiq, treating my ADHD, no go. If you like this video, please do me a favor, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to click the bell and subscribe so you'll be notified every time I upload new videos. I haven't been uploading on my ADHD channel in a while, so I'm sorry about that, but I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. And let me know if you like this like simpler type of video for my ADHD videos. It takes a lot for me to film and edit my tech videos over on my PJ the Great channel. So I'm trying to find a balance by trying to do like a more simple type video edit for my ADHD videos to help me get back on that consistency train. So if you like this format, please let me know. Hit me up in the comments below. And if you came over from my PJ the Great channel from previous ADHD videos, thank you for coming over here. Don't go over there looking for ADHD videos. They're going to be living here now, as well as my vitamin D deficiency videos. And I'm even going to talk about some like weight loss stuff too. So stay tuned for that. And until I see you in the next video, this is PJ the Great saying, love your ADHD, own your ADHD, and ADHD like a boss. As I like kind of lost my voice at the end there.